by my name Rashid. I would be very proud and happy and flattered if you remember my name. And when I meet you next and if you tell me, yes, Rashid, how are you? Or Rashid Merchant and you want to be formal, Mr. Merchant. But everybody feels happy. So in a conversation, take name. Remember people's name. And don't make them, don't remember wrong name. That will hurt people more also. Okay, make sure that you remember name. The next I would say there are 3 cancers. I call them the 3 C's. Or 3 cancers of interpersonal relationship. That is what you should not do. Don't. You want me to write on the board? No, it's okay, no? Don't. Put don't and put this bracket. Criticize. Don't criticize. Don't complain. Don't condemn. These are the 3 cancers of interpersonal relationship. Complain. Don't complain. Don't complain and don't condemn. Condemn people. Okay? Means say that condemning is bad mouthing people, etc. They're useless, etc. Don't do that. Don't. And if you complain about, my personal experience and observation has been that if you complain, mainly it is because you love complaining. Most people complain. You just observe people from today onwards. Tomorrow it will be hot, people will complain it's very hot. Till today they were complaining and it's very cold. If it's not raining, they complain. If it's raining, they complain. Because they just want something to complain about. Try to eliminate complaints in your life. Complain about yourself, complain about the weather, complain about the others. My wife is not listening. My wife is not listening to me. My children are like that. My children are like that. My wife is like that. My boss is like that. And normally when we complain, another observation I've got is that we always never complain to the right person. Say, supposing you buy something in McDonald's and that turns out to be rotten, and you come and complain to me, what meaning there is? If you really have to complain, you complain to the manager there and get a... Right. So what happens when I'm working in the office and my boss doesn't treat me well, he treats me badly, I don't do anything about it, I go home and complain to my wife. Now what can my wife do about it? So it's a useless complaint. Yeah, I'll tell you when it comes. And when my wife, I have got some complaint against my wife, I don't deal with that. I go to my office and complain to my colleagues. Yeah, my wife is like that, my wife did like that. Now what will my colleagues do? Yeah. So even if you're complaining, complain to the right person, for the right cause. You can complain for functional things. If you don't get proper service, if the bank has overcharged you, if Bata shoe has cheated you, yes, obviously you have to complain. You can't take things lying down. I don't mean that type of complaint. These are justifiable complaints. These are more in the nature of feedback. I ate at your restaurant and this is what I got. Okay. And I demand an apology, or I demand that somebody rectifies it. That's it. That way. That type of But generally just complaining is a negative quality. And it spoils interpersonal. I know there are so many people whom I try to avoid because I know that when they come and talk, they'll complain. All negativity. Who wants to listen? Each one of us has got enough problems and difficulties. And people complain about their health to their colleagues, but they don't go to a doctor. Go to a doctor and tell him everything. You're paying him for that. And when they go to a doctor, they keep quiet. If the doctor asks questions also, they'll hide. But to their friends, they'll tell in detail. Okay, so I would say, healthy, no criticism is healthy. They say constructive criticism. Give positive feedback. And now that you're talking about criticism, you don't criticize a person. You criticize the performance. You criticize the event. So giving criticism, tell him that this is wrong. Supposing a typist has made a mistake, etc., and you don't throw the paper at her and say you're a hopeless typist. You're condemning the person. You tell her, ma'am, your typing is good, etc., your spacing is alright, but just see there are 4 mistakes. Can you please check up them? And I would suggest that next time before putting up for my signature, check spellings in the dictionary. Now that's a positive feedback you're giving. This word has been spelled wrong. Please check up this word. Or the spacing is not alright. Now this is constructive. That is feedback. Yeah? But if I condemn or just, and then instead of doing it, I sign that letter and then to my colleague I complain about my secretary, that is useless. That's what I mean to say. Okay. Next will be listen well. Yeah. Are there a lot of frustrations? Like what? I will make a statement. Most of our things are, you see, the only real pain, the only real suffering is physical suffering. Everything else is self-created. Mental is self-created. It's the way you look, it is your perspective. It's just self-created. So, you came in this world with a promise that you'll get a good job? See, it's your conditioned brain. I'll do my MA, then I'll get a good job. So that causes the frustration. Yeah, either scale down your expectation or accept the reality that the job situation is very bad. Let me go to New Zealand, I'll get a good job. What I'm saying is that your way of looking at it, if you change, a lot of your frustrations will go. Again, it's not easy. It is simple for me to say that, but it's not easy. I do it every day. I'll tell you one thing. Everybody wants to go to heaven. Nobody wants to die. Actually, you should feel happy when somebody dies, no? That he has now a chance to go to heaven. No? But from childhood, you have been trained that you must cry when somebody dies. You must feel sad when somebody dies. So your brain is conditioned to that type of thinking, to that type of response. So if your girlfriend ditches you, fine. No? You can look at it as an opportunity to get some new girlfriend, a better girlfriend. Or you can decide to cry for the rest of your life. Understand, ma'am? That's what I'm saying. Again, I'm saying it's simple what I'm saying. It's not easy. It requires, what you are today, I don't know, you may be 18, 20, 25, 30, whatever you are, I'm 70. What I'm today is the result of all that has happened to me from the time I was born. The parents I had, the hereditary traits, the genes I had, the school I went to, the books I read, the friends I had, the neighbors I had, the colleagues I have. Okay? The experience, all that has made me. And there are some people who will go beyond that also. Part of it is because of what I was in my previous birth also. And part of it will be because I am going the next birth. So there is no end to this type of thing. So I am giving a very practical thing. I am what I am now, I am today. Are you happy with what you are? Do you feel there is scope for improvement? There is scope for change? Start working on yourself. I have stopped involving metaphysics and philosophy and all in my talk. I feel my talks will have value, take home value if I can tell you practical things what to do. And I've also come to the conclusion, anybody who talks about life after death and about heaven, hell, I just walk away from them. They are just telling lies. Or they are only guesswork. This is only opinion. They are unverifiable opinions. See, if I tell you the Empire State Building is 900 feet tall or whatever it is, you can go and verify it. Isn't it? But if I talk about the other things, they are unverifiable. How will you know what's going to happen to me after my death? My father has died 20 years ago. How do I know where he is, what he is? So for me, my life, see, what is life? I have reduced a very simple term. 23rd October 1940, I was born, Rashid Merchant. 23rd October 1940. Let's say 23rd October 2040, I will die. Okay? So this gap between 1940 and 2040 is my life. Whether it's 100, 80, 70, that is only my life, that is the reality. And before this, 1940, I was nothing. Maybe just a sperm in my father's body. I was just nothing. You can give any other this thing that I might have been the king of Rome or etc. Okay, I was nothing. And after 1940, after 2040, when I die, I'll be nothing. Whatever I am is in this period. The years that have gone by. Whatever little is left, and I do not know. Today might be my last day. 40 years later might be my last day. I don't know. And nobody knows. So live every moment as joyously as I can be. Okay, with all the frustrations. Trains are late, trains don't come on time, it rains. Now, the last 3 days there was a death in our family. 103-year-old man died. Out of respect for the living people, etc., I attended all the funeral functions, religious functions, etc. And I've been traveling in taxi and car. It took me 2 hours from VT to Mine yesterday. Okay? Not yesterday, day before yesterday. Yesterday was a holiday. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Now that frustration is there. But you can learn to use it properly. Okay, what can you do with traffic? Traffic is neither good nor bad. Traffic is just is. I'm stuck in traffic, no? Take out your music player and listen to music. Pick up your book and read. Do affirmations, do visualization, think of your boyfriend, think pleasant thoughts. That is all in your control. Isn't it? That is all in your control. That's what I'm saying. So you have a lot more control than you accept it. Okay? Oh. Yeah. That is again, you can't change that person. But if you want to maintain a certain standard of efficiency, you have to do it. So you do it. You can't. No, that's what. But no, let them have that. But you insist on the corrections being made. If you are doing it for genuine reason, again, my. His problem, not your problem. If I tell a joke and you don't understand, it's your problem, not my problem. What I'm saying is, if you point out that mistake, again, only for the sake of constructive improvement, then not just to harass somebody. No, I know, I had a boss who used to harass me. I used to write... No, I'll tell you about one boss. When I used to draft for him something, his speeches and if I write, although the industrial production went up, the stock market did not. Although, he'll change it to though. It's one of the same. But because I've written although, just to show correction, he'll change although to though. Next paragraph I write though, he'll change that to although. So that is, yeah. But otherwise, okay. Let's go on further. Next important thing is learn to listen. Listen well. Most of us are very fond of talking. You agree, sir? Listen well. Practice listening skill. Be an active listener. Encourage other people to talk. Listen without interruption. Listen without judgment. Listen to understand, not to fight. It will solve a lot of problems. Listening will make you... And everybody loves a good listener. In fact, you might get a reputation of being a good conversationalist because people will come around. Very few people listen. And just keeping quiet is not listening. You can keep quiet and not listen because your mind will go anywhere. Okay? Listening is paying attention with the purpose of understanding. Okay? And listening is not only to words, listening to non-verbal communication also. The tone of voice, his gestures, his postures, that will convey a lot. There's one of the banks, I think it's Bank of India, one advertisement I've read, it's very nice. The best conversation is when he listens, that is the husband, when he listens to what she has not said. The best conversation is when he listens to what she has not said. So that is listening, active listening. Yeah? Putting yourself in the place of understanding. Okay? Then don't try to change others. Care a lot about people. People don't care how much you know till they know how much you care. People don't care how much you know. Don't try to impress people by your knowledge. Nobody cares. Till they know how much you care. So with children also, once they know that our parents really care for us, perhaps things might change a little. Okay, care for people, a lot. Have genuine, if you all have genuine caring for others, no? I know about, you're talking about SMS, no? Every SMS I get, people say, take care. Take care. They show care. Now, they just become words. Take care, love you is a word. No SMS ends without that. Okay. No email ends without that. People just, on the telephone also people say, love you, love you. They're looking this side and say, love you. Okay, love you. Finish. Okay. So, but care about people. And from that flows is that know a lot about them. This is a sign that you care. It is said that Napoleon Bonaparte, he not only knew the names of every officer in his military regime, but he knew some details and particulars about his family also, every officer. It is said about President Kennedy also. White House is a huge place, many people are working. He knew the names of every employee in the White House, plus some family details, who's married, who's not married, how many children. So if I meet you, if I'm President Kennedy, and imagine I'm President